Welcome back, lads and ladies. Finally, I'm back here again, and we're here finally to watch the Six Nations. Now, of course, you all know I can't show everything. Like, my recording thing can't go like a full hour on this device, so I can only show you guys about 10 minutes worth of the ending part of each game. So the first game I'm watching is obviously Wales versus Ireland. Oh, it's been bad for Wales. They've had so many chances for like penalty gains, which they've gotten, as have Ireland, but Wales in the first half were not as good as they could have been in the second half. Although they got a try in the second half, they only managed to get 3 points at the beginning ends of, that makes no sense, beginning end of the first half. But Ireland have been showing pure dominance. They've obviously made a few penalty mistakes in the second half. They haven't gotten any points in the second half, which is quite surprising. I think Sexton's just come off as well after that interesting little high tackle debacle there, where someone got sent off. I couldn't remember who it was. I think it was Wales's 15, and he gave like a little wink to his team. It's not really a good sign to see, you know. Like, if you're really going to play on the whole diving thing, like, this is the unfortunate side of rugby where I don't want it to turn into football where everyone's just diving all over the place, really. But so far, it's been an interesting game. And don't worry, I am covering England versus Scotland as well later on, so that'll be nice to see. I want to see if we can actually, that was the forward pass. I want to see if we can actually take back the Calcutta Cup. Since last year, Scotland's won that, although I will say at the behest of England's stupidity when we did like a deliberate knock-on, when the guy obviously could have just picked it up and held it down to himself, you know, rather than just deliberately knocking it on. That's just silly. I think we'll make that same mistake this time round. But yeah, Wales have definitely been struggling, but they have an opportunity here now. They're going on the outside, but they're stopped quite easily. Thereby, one guy is beating 3 people in the Welsh squad there. What the hell? That was incredible. It doesn't matter, Wales got it back somehow. There's no... Why are there no defenders covering the guy in the ruck? I thought they were bad with Wayne Pivac, but they're just practically making so many mistakes. Warren Gatland's made no changes to the Welsh squad either, so obviously he sees something in this squad. 7 of these players are from like the 2012 group, I believe, as well. Ireland are just showing a pure dominance in the rucks with each turnover. But again, they're not without their faults. They've made some penalty errors here and there. But Wales just not being able to capitalise on the penalties, it makes all the difference, really. Oh, that might have been knocked on within the ruck there. They've just let Bundyaki nearly break the line. Thankfully they're able to stop him. If Ireland get this bonus points, then this will make their win so much more poignant. Wales, if they lose, they have to stop them from getting the bonus point try, but it's looking nearly impossible as Ireland are inching closer to the line. Ireland are 27 to Wales' 10. Yellow card is still in play for the number 15 fullback on the Welsh side. They're trying to get closer and closer to the centre. I think that's an Ireland penalty for holding on. Nope, he's waved it for some reason. Interesting. Okay. They're inching closer and closer. They're trying to go around the outside. He's thrown it perfectly to the right-hand side. He's caught to be stopped. Oh, Josh Adams is such a good winger, honestly. He's one of Wales' best wingers. He's so good. There's a reason why I've got him in my squad of Rugby 22 in the game. He's such a good winger. Oh. Ireland are like inches away. They're inches, they're getting closer and closer. Wales' defence can't hold out for much longer. All they have to do is throw to the wing and then that'll be the bonus point try for them. Unless Wales can do something here to cause a penalty. No, it might be held up here. No, no, the ball is still with Ireland. Ah, they've let him go through. Bonus point try for Ireland. Wales, defence shattered right in front of them, right in front of the Principality Stadium. A happy Andy Farrell there, bless him. I mean, it's kind of a wake-up sign. Oh, it was Josh that scored it. Nice. Wonderfully, fantastic player. Amazing. He's a great 7. Started out as a scrum half, I believe, when he was a kid. Listen, deserved. Ireland have been superb, really. They say the world rankings don't really mean anything, but honestly, if you can go to New Zealand, win a free game test, you know, well, they won 2 games, New Zealand won 1, but still they won the series, and then go throughout most of the Autumn Nations with no losses whatsoever, you know you've got a good side.
On the field for Sexton, sends it through, and now a few of the exit gangways start to fill as Wales.
Well, that experiment with Warren Gatland failed stupendously. I mean, it's just interesting how they bring him in and no changes were made whatsoever. He just kept the same squad and then decided to wait until the 60th minute to take Elwyn Jones off and a couple of others. Like, if you've got some young lads in there, get them in there, get their legs spread, get them running, get them fit, get them like ready for the competition basically, you know, give them a chance to spread their legs and they'll show you what they can do, really. When I watched the under-20s Six Nations literally on Friday, I should have covered that as well, but I didn't get the opportunity because I didn't think they'd started on Friday. I thought it was going to be on the same day. But yeah, England did very well against Scotland, although Scotland really brought it close to them. England are only able to beat Scotland by 5 points. That was a good game on both sides. Wales were close in the first quarter, and then they dropped off at the second half against Ireland. Ireland did brilliantly. That could have been a deliberate knock-on because he had his hand up there. The Ireland player might be penalised for that. I don't know. We'll have to have a look in a minute. Italy. Oh God, Italy. They were so good. They nearly beat France. They were like 1 point off. It's just such a shame. Such a shame that they couldn't get them, you know. Oh.
Hand comes through and Henderson.
Wales are just making so many mistakes. So many mistakes. It kind of makes the 5th place last year more poignant, really, for them. That something is wrong with their team. Like, they're a sound team. Their defense is brilliant when they choose to get together on certain points. But it's these small little areas, like Wedir at the end there, the winger. He could have like grabbed it and ran, but he decides to run into a guy to try and cause him to slip, which then ends up him getting grabbed when he could have just run along the wing. I mean, if you're on the wing, yeah, there's a more chance of a possibility of you getting pushed out on the line out. But I'd rather take a chance of getting the ball back on the line out than me ending up on my own with a tall ass prop all by myself, where all he has to do is put his hands on the ball and then he can turn it over. Your best chance is to get a line out, so at least then you could have a chance of fighting it back. Whereas if you're on the floor, you've got no choice but to give it back if you're on your own, because he had no defenders with him. That's another advantage to Ireland.
Scrum advantage.
Oh.
To Ireland.
Okay.
So I think it's just about time for man of the match, is it?
Yeah, I'd say time for man of the match.
Man of the match, I think Keelan Dorsey has been absolutely brilliant. You know,
yeah, Keelan Dorsey has been alright.
On a try. But for us, you know, all in studio and me and Dorsey in commentary, Hugo Keenan has been top draw.
Yeah, Hugo's been good. Hugo's been good at catching those high balls in the air, and Wales have been doing an awful lot of kicks. Their high balls have been some of the luckiest. Like, this has been the luckiest high ball exchange for Wales I've seen in a long time. Because when they kick, there's like one Welshman in a whole gang of Irish blokes, and somehow the Welshman always comes out on top. I don't know how that's possible. But yeah, Wales were very good in the high ball exchange.
Well, the Welsh scrum crumbles there. We're going to do it again. So a converted try for Ireland would give them their
We've got
biggest
3 minutes and 20 seconds left in this half.
36 in 2001. Sure, they're not chasing that, but it's just another mark. Like to finish with it, I think. Yeah.
I like that they've actually kept the clock running whilst they're doing penalties, because it's a way of keeping the game in motion without having to keep stop starting, because that's the problem in rugby at the moment, is they're deciding to like keep turning the clock off at every single moment of a penalty or a disturbance or something like that. You want to be able to keep the game flowing whilst giving out good decisions. And to be honest, this game, the ref's been good. The ref's been doing some good decisions. apart from that high tackle, I'd say, where the Welsh chap like leant with the shoulder into Sexton's face. It's just the way he like winked at his team. I don't like how he like did that. I don't know if he like purposely came up from the lower position to like put his cheek into his face, into his shoulder or something. I don't know. Sometimes stuff like that happens, but yeah. What is it Nigel Owens always says? If you're gonna cheat, do it fair. Something like that. There's not much of a chance of Wales winning this, but they could possibly get a try here if they work together finally in the second half. They have to go quickly. Ireland's rush defence is really pushing Wales back. He's on his own. Good, they defended him, nice.
Coming in off the wing, and Liam Williams at scrum half for a moment.
Never had Principality Stadium so quiet.
Good few empty seats appearing around the stadium.
Right, as I say that,
Wales will look ahead to matches to come. A trip to Murrayfield next week.
I don't know why people do that. Like, I've never left a football match. Like, whenever I've like supported Brighton, I've gone to one of their games or twice or so out of the year. If I'm losing, I'm not going to leave. You know, you've paid for that ticket. You know, sit there and support your team for goodness sakes. You know, don't just get up and leave. What would be the point of that? Like, imagine going to an away game, you get shattered, and then you just leave in the first 10 minutes. What's the point? You just paid your ticket and you're not even going to use it. What's the point? It's silly.
It's been so dominant though. The first half performance, you know, they were just so clinical and so dominant, especially when they got into the, you know, the red zones. They were clinical, and that was it. They took
It's not that Wales haven't had opportunities to score tries. They've had plenty of opportunities. They've just caused so many small mistakes, like holding on to the ball, or knocking it on, or they're off their feet. It's just small little mistakes like that which cost you those valuable things. Because they don't have the pack to like stand and bang with Ireland's pack. Like their pack is vastly different when it comes to the rucks and scrums. Ireland's now going for a line out here for the final push of the play. If they get this try, they have a possibility of at least pushing their score to a further to 40 odd points here. Ireland have basically set the standard for every other team. Every other team has to at least get one bonus point if they hope to be within reaching distance of Ireland now. I think at the end of this weekend, France will probably be leading the board, but it depends on Italy, depending on how Italy play, because Italy last year played beautifully against France. Even though they lost, they were improving, they were vastly improving, and they beat Wales last year as well, so there's a possibility for that as well again. That is, oh, that's a beautiful save from the number 23 there. Oh, what a happy bunny he is. Stopped Ireland from getting another try. That was a good bit of defence there, but he fucking, when he pushed him out, he was like, get in there. Like, he threw his hat down on his body. He threw his cap down on his body. Yeah, they face Scotland and Wales. Good stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. Oh, so nice to be back doing this series. After the lovely little thing I did with the Women's World Cup. Oh, don't worry, I'll be covering the Men's World Cup as well. I ain't missing that for love nor money. I thought I'd cover, you know, rugby's greatest championship, being the Six Nations. So far, first game, it shows the dominance of Ireland, that they've got a more sound team. Yes, they do make mistakes here and there, but they don't. They have countermeasures to it. Whereas Wales, when they falter, they scramble. Like, the defence is there, but it's a scrambled mess in a certain sense. If there's like a couple of things that they need to work on, it's not like over accentuating like the need for like holding on or an off feet. You don't have to always hold on to the ball. If you know your guys are there, hold on for half a second and they will come, help will come, But if you know you're on your own, the best thing you can do is to toss the ball back. If you're on the floor and off your feet, you have to toss it back. Or if you're falling down, toss it away. It doesn't matter which direction, just toss it. You know, obviously not forward, but you know what I mean. So Wales unfortunately had a terrible time at home at the Principality Stadium. Ireland flourishing as usual. Who can stop them? Will it be France? Will it be England? Will it be Italy? Or will it be Scotland? We don't know. We'll have to find out. So until the next match with England versus Scotland and Italy versus France, I'll see you all in about, I'd say about an hour or so. Because what I like to do is watch the entire game, apart from the last 10 seconds, and then I like to watch it with you guys to bring it in. So, with that, lads and ladies, thank you ever so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one for England versus Scotland. Take care, my friends.